Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's the start of a new era, and the new era is my new PC. Now, as many of you guys will be aware, I've been advertising a Millennium Dawn video for quite a long time, and well, I'm still promising it. It's not happening yet, and the reason it's not happening is that I fully put a lot of effort into trying to get it to work, and it just simply said no. So it didn't work at all, but you can see in the corner that Peace for Our Time is out. Now, everyone would be expecting me to play that, however, it's not exactly how I feel. Because there's been some changes, and as you can see by just there, I've played a lot of games so far on my new PC just to basically stress test it to make sure it's not gonna, die or give out on you guys, because that would be quite bad. And I can confirm it has done the opposite. It's actually made your viewing experiences better, I guess you could say. So we'll select a country here. You guys will probably already know what country we're going to select, but I don't really know until I make the video what country I'm going to select. However, this episode, that's a little bit different, because I've already picked out a nation I would quite like to play, and that is Hungary. Because I had a look the other day when I was, setting up Austria Hungary and stuff. How has Hungary got such a good focus tree? I don't know. But yes, Hungary's focus tree is amazing. I forgot how good it was, and so we're going to return to Hungary, and we're going to play a Hungary game. And yeah, we're just going to have a little bit of fun. This is not a serious game or a series or anything like that. This is simply a one-off game where we just have a bit of fun as Hungary. I've also set a couple of things now on Austria Hungary, a bit different than I had on my old PC. So yeah, you'll see a couple of changes, is all I will say. And I'm going to try and not use this at all any console commands, so we'll see how that goes. No promises it's going to go well. Could go quite badly, could go quite well. We don't know. We shall see. We start off with what can be described as way too many generals and 0 field marshals. So that's fun, but we'll have to move across here. Like, this is what I mean when I say Hungary is such a good focus tree. Like, here's the secret rearmament focus, which is for like rearmament and like navy and stuff over here, military here, and there's sort of like air force down this side. It's such a massive path, and then you've got economic and sort of that sort of path over here, which is still massive. And then you go into the actual political focus tree where it's like you can do whatever politically you feel like. You've got end the regency, which can go down here. Then you've got, you can put Habsburgs back into power, and then Little Entente can decide to embargo you. You got aid the Carlist struggle, the old Habsburg king, invite Otto to the throne, and then you can do Austrian restoration, and then expand it to align with the Kaiser, and then do Habsburgs in Spain, and then you can go to Mexico and demand Danes get imperial rule there, and then Habsburg Poland, and then you can do Kingdom of Ukraine, and then the Georgian monarchy. It's such a massive focus tree. And then let us not forget that if you go down the old Habsburg king, you can also go down here, which is the legacy of a name I cannot pronounce, and then Andrew and Matthias, and then you can go down Declaration of Intention, and then you can basically just go against Romania, take all their territory, take all Yugoslavia, and take all Slovakia, and then you can either choose to go against communism, which means you can basically topple the Soviet government, or in other words, you can use the war goal to take them, or you can just simply go down here and go against the United Kingdom, France, Soviet Union, and 9 others. I don't quite understand how Hungary have ended up having this good of a focus tree, but they have ended up getting this good of a focus tree. And then that's only like a small bit of it. Sorry guys for the excessive shock of Hungarian focus. Okay, there's more. You can tell there's going to be quite a few games on Hungary. In case you can't tell that, there's going to be quite a few games on Hungary pretty soon, because I'm going to exploit this focus tree in every single way possible. And for today's purpose, we are going to go down a little bit of Austria Hungary, because I feel like doing it. So, welcome to the new era, where the speed of the game is 10 times faster than it was previously. Yeah. The speed and the loading capacity on the game now is immense. Which is really good. And I can actually zoom in now as well, which I wasn't able to do for you guys previously, so you can see, you know, in detail things like buildings in Czechoslovakia. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot more quality to the videos now, and that was not that long into the video that I've done one focus already. So, they're going to get a lot better in terms of video quality now. So we'll do another focus here. We also need to do some research. So we'll focus on some research in the background here. We should probably start by getting some support weapons. Would be quite useful to get. And then we'll do some trucks here, because that would be quite useful to have as well. And then we could go more armoured trucks, but then we have rangers, we have mountaineers, paratroopers and marines. And if we're going to do anything in this campaign, marines seems like a good idea, because they can be used as infantry, but also they have that capability to, well, be marines. So that would be quite good to have. Now, we have a couple options here, because realistically everything's on historical here, so everyone's going to go down the historical path. You know, Germany's going to do, you know, fate Czechoslovakia, and then annex Austria, and, you know, annex Yugoslavia, ally with Italy, and all that fun stuff that they normally do. So we've got to sort of figure out how we're going to get about Austria Hungary, which I think I have an idea, and that idea might be a little bit about, well, getting involved in German politics as quickly as we physically can. Obviously they're keeping very much on, you know, the historical path that they decide to do. What is this? I have never seen this before, because I haven't played Hungary much. Our troopers have intercepted a radical politician. I need to speak better. Zoltan, I'm not even going to try that, and his followers marching on Budapest in a coup attempt heavily influenced by Mussolini's march on Rome. Okay, so it's a group of far-right protesters, we'll say, trying to march and cause a coup. Well, we're wanting to go very much monarchist here, so we need to disperse some of the rest of their leader. Otherwise, there's a boost in fascism, and I don't want that. I'm still not sure you can say that word on camera, but anyway, we'll find out. So we're almost at 35 days here. Actually, we are at 35 days. So you'll see now, whenever one of these things pops up or whatever, it doesn't actually pause the game, and that's by design, so it'll go a bit faster for you guys, so you can enjoy my content a little bit more without so much stopping and chatting about things that don't need to have much attention, like minor focuses and minor actions like ace pilots and, you know, marches on territory and attempted coups and all sorts of things like that. And obviously the time that it takes to do a focus is a lot less now. So we'll go down here to the focus that goes towards what we want to do, which is the Habsburg Reformation. I don't know what to probably call that, so we'll go down this armoured car as well. Unfortunately, we can't build a navy quite yet because we're nowhere near having that sort of capability of a port or any sort of naval dockyards. But we can deploy an air force, which we don't currently have any aircraft. Actually, we do have aircraft, I correct myself. So we may as well merge them together, to be fair. Actually, I'll push them over there, and then we'll put them up over North Balkans, and just basically get air superiority. And then if I can, I don't know if we really are going to do strategic bombing, but I'm currently just put them on for air superiority, which is all we need them for at the minute. And then we'll go from there. We'll pause the game here just to see what this is. Little Entente requires promises of peace. Well, if we say no, they get a topple government war goal on us. It's going to really, really irritate us for a year. I mean, we just got to promise it for a year and then we'll be able to do things after that, because there'll be war goal focuses. Yeah, exactly that in our focus tree, so we'll be fine. Let's invite Otto von Habsburg to the throne and hope that brings us a bit closer to where we want to be. Now we've got some more research to do. I'd do Marines too, but it's not ready to be done yet. So we'll do powers here and mountaineers because they're quite effective. Here we don't have any experimental facilities at the minute, so we will try to build up an air facility and a land warfare facility as well. Now we'll let them build in the background. Okay. We are now a kingdom again. We now have Otto von Habsburg in power, which is really good. Like to see that. And then, right, so we can either do attempt economic independence or the lands of... Oh, I think we should do this one. It seems just better. Yep, we're going to do that one here. So we've got that going on here right now. Let's see, can we get any political advisors here? We can, but I'm not sure who to pick quite yet. I'm going to wait until we get... Sorry guys, had a sneeze there. Anyway, we could do electronics concern or industrial steel mills. I'm thinking we do electronics concern. The logo just looks better. Yes, that is exactly what I'm going off of. Not whether it's better for the country, just whether the logo looks better. Probably shouldn't be the way I judge things, but you know, may as well. So we'll do that, and then improved worker conditions and do some raids there. What are we now? We're Transylvania. The Transylvanian Kingdom. Okay. I have no idea why we're called that, but anyway. So we will start that focus, sorry, in the background there, and then for here we should really start working on the Air Force because we need a better Air Force here. So we'll start focusing on small airframes, which is like fighters and close air support and you know, all of that good stuff. We'll also train some motorized divisions here, just as many as we physically can. I'm thinking it's probably going to be 14. I am correct. So we'll just put 14 ready for deployment, and we'll deploy them as and when they become available to do so, which is okay. And then in here, we'll raise these up, and then we'll put some aircraft on here in the background. So we've got an interwar carrier, an interwar small airframe. We won't do either of those two into production quite yet because we're waiting on other things to happen in the background. There you go, and that's us having a positive reaction to our Habsburg demands. So Joseph August von Habsburg has been elected into power in Austria, which means Austria is very much now in our sphere of influence, which is good for us. And now we will attempt to seize control of Burgenland, which is quite an interesting name state, but let's see if we can successfully carry this out here. And then obviously we have a focus available to take here, so we can either do protect Czechoslovakia or one of the other things over here, which I'm very much thinking that we are going to do protect Czechoslovakia here, as it would benefit us more. We also have the territory we asked for back under our full control now, which is really good. Like to see it. Now we'll do Rangers 1 here, and then because we've done with that, we will start working on some transport planes here in the background in order to build our transport capacity up. And then we need some, what is this, tungsten, so we'll trade with British Malaya for that, and then also France for some steel, so we'll do that there. Then the Chinese war has just started, which is interesting. Obviously we're not going to get into any sort of war yet. In 1937 I don't see a point of us doing anything of that sort of caliber quite yet. And then Czechoslovakia is now in our faction, and this is a major alliance now, because we basically got all of Austria Hungary back, in all but name. So we will do military parades in both of them. And then we will wait on, hopefully, a complete restoration here in a minute. So we'll stop doing the political focus and we'll do secret rearmament here, because we do need to rearm. It would be highly useful, as our country is obviously growing. As we can see, we've got Czechoslovakia and Austria now alongside us, so we need to get some arms back in to the country, and we need to start arming up and forming a proper military. So that is indeed what we shall do. And then we'll assign Otto von Habsburg here as Field Marshal, and then General will get Antal Freiherr von der Haar, I think. I've probably butchered his name there and I do apologise, but we'll assign him there. And then we've got more resets to go. Also, if you hear a fan whirring in the background, that's my new PC, just not having everything quite right with it. That will be fixed in the coming weeks, as I will do a little bit of repair and maintenance to it, which should make it a little bit quieter and a little bit better for audio recordings, which would be nice. I am also trying currently to work on, and this is the first time I've mentioned it, recording game audio as well. So instead of me recording audio on my phone and the game on my PC, it will be audio, game audio, and the game on my PC as one complete file, which will be a lot easier for you guys to sort of see it, and will mean it will be easier for me to do as well, which is always good. Now what we'll do here is we'll go back down here to this. What does this? Let's pause the game here just so I can read this, so I can understand what I'm doing. Okay. So... Okay, we can place Habsburg on the Croatian throne. Got it. So we'll do this here. And we'll wait for that to complete. While that's working itself out, obviously that means we're going to go to war with Yugoslavia, which means I should probably prepare for that eventuality. So we'll move the troops here over to the border. This is going to be a very tough fight here. So I'm going to need those units I was trying to deploy out as quickly as possible. So we got 10 more divisions here, and then we'll add one more there to make sure we can complete Otto von Habsburg's first division here. I say first division, first army would be a better answer to that. So we're obviously mobilising troops along here, which is good. And that's the entire border now protected, which we like to see. That's Rangers 1 done and researched, so I'll put another research in the background. I would go Rangers 2, but it's not yet available for us. Support companies will ignore that. We'll go straight to armour here. We will go light tanks, as I see them coming in handy quite soon. We've researched the BF-109. Let's see if we can get large airframes researched here in the background. Right, the Triple Monarchy. This is where we get to have some fun, because what we get to do here is to reintegrate Slovakia, which, should we do that now? We can do it, but I'm going to hold off on doing that for a second. Yeah, we're not that crazy. I will go to war with Italy at some point. I just don't feel like having the country fall apart today. We are nowhere near ready to go to war with Italy yet, so we'll instead try and rearm a bit in the background. Let's go to war with Czechoslovakia, which is going to pull us into war with Romania. We've got allies, we'll be fine. He says that, and then he eventually collapses and his entire nation falls apart. You know, normal things. Anyway, we'll move cavalry and infantry down here to try and take this area down here. This isn't looking too great, I'll be honest. Oh dear, is this not looking good? Yeah, this isn't looking good at all. Hold on one second, we're going to need some console commands to sort this out. Manpower, and then we'll just flood a bunch of manpower in. I'll make it 2 million, so that'll do us there. And then do that, and that should sort us out a little bit here in the background. I keep saying the background, I don't know why. We're fighting on the front lines, and it ain't going too well. We need more units, quite literally. Right, so they're deployed in Budapest, which means they'll start moving to the front line. The hope here is to keep advancing and not lose much more territory. I'm going to be honest and say I don't think that's going to happen. Right, so we'll keep deploying units here as much as we can, because we're going to need it, because we're not doing too well at the minute. We need to try and capture an offensive line. This isn't looking too great, I'll be honest. I'm not quite sure how we're supposed to win this one. That's a very large front line for one division. We are not looking looking like we're about to hold our capital, which isn't good. Deploy another division there. This doesn't look like it's going to end well. Oh dear. This is not looking good. Do we even have an air force anymore? Has that all been captured? Oh dear. Okay, it's in Czechoslovakia now. We'll have to put strategic bombing on, otherwise this isn't going to end well. Hopefully now we've turned strategic bombing on, we should be able to take more. Oh dear. Oh, very much dear. Oh, good lord. Okay, this isn't going well at all. We were very much ill prepared for this, it appears. Not quite sure how we're planning to save this, to be honest. But I think I have an idea. And let's deploy these 13 divisions. Take 4 out of them here. Put them there. Take them, build them in there. Put them there. And then hopefully we can delete the entire front line, rebuild it, and that should give us a little bit more strength here. I mean, it'd be better if we didn't have Romania in the battle. This is not going well. We can take that territory, that tile at least, which is a positive thing. This might give us just enough momentum here. Might just give us enough. There's potential here, this might just be enough momentum to push the tide of war into our side. Now this would be a really tough one to get out of here. Why would it? Oh, because there's a lake there. Of course there is. If we could get a troop there, we could start a push forward that way. Let's try this. No guarantee they're going to get there in time. That's troops lost. That's not good. They're literally at our capital. They are literally at our capital. How are we planning on saving this? I don't know. We are literally about to surrender. Oh no. Right, they've got to move in there to at least hold them off enough. We have to turn on instant training here, otherwise we're gonna lose. Nice. Okay, so bit of a setback there. To the point where our entire army is now gone. So we're gonna have to start again in terms of building an army. Yugoslavia has taken Transdanubia, which is not fun. And yeah, we're not looking too good. But I think that we could potentially save it here. Is there any saving this at this point? Not sure. We may try here. In fact, I think we will try. Let's see. 14 divisions in our capital. They should instantly deploy, hopefully. They do indeed. we'll have to build up a new army here, which is fine. There is save in this, we're just going to have to basically justify war and go in the normal way, which is fine. I don't mind doing that. Train as many as we can here again, which is 14 more divisions, and hopefully they'll deploy instantly. There you go. Now we'll get rid of 4 of these. 2 it's 10 divisions, and then we got our first army rebuilt here. And now all we have to do is build a second army. And this way we will hopefully have enough that we can just turn on the console command and go and take territory we were going to get anyway. Which is fine. So we'll deploy as many as we can here. Which is 22, but we only want 20. So we'll deploy them here. There we go. And now we want another batch here of motorized infantry. Right, we'll keep them deploying. Right, this way we'll hopefully have a big enough army to go back in and take all the territory we just lost. Hopefully. Right, that should be it, so we'll turn instant training off there. We'll split them up into 2 battle groups or armies, and then that should be just enough troops to hopefully take what I want back from the Yugos and the Romanians, which would be quite nice to do. So we'll push back this way now. So we'll line up on the border here in hopes that we will be able to actually take some territory this time. Hopefully. So we're just waiting on the troops to move across here to fully cover the front line. Right, there you go. Now we can turn on a small console command that allows us to basically just go to war with them when and where we feel like. There we go. Now we'll set the front line up here to go right the way across to that apparently, and no further. There you go, Romania has joined the war here, so before they can even preemptively attack us to do anything, we will just stretch the front line across their entire nation. But before all of these troops think they can just drive away, we will try here to attack what we can. There we go, and then we should have a spare division here, which we do, which can attack into there, and then down into here. And we're probably going to lose some troops here, that's what expected, but we will try and just build some new armies effectively and keep the army growing as we go, which would obviously be a good thing to keep doing. We'll promote him to Field Marshal, and then we'll build Army Group 2 here, which is like our reserve army effectively, which will continue the fight if our main army cannot do so. And that's our first loss of this second campaign here, which is fine. I mean, you know, we're not going to go in and immediately be the best on the battlefield and win everything, but we'll at least try. Okay, well they can't attack in from there, so that's fun. Right, so with that being said, I probably will continue this off camera and just take out all of Yugoslavia and Romania, and next episode we'll start with them conquered, and we'll go from there. So thank you all so much for watching this video. Apologies for it not being Millennium Dawn, and yes, this is now going to be a series even though I said it wasn't. There's normal things on the channel. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did like this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications when you do subscribe, so you never miss another upload from me. And I will catch you all in next week's episode, which will be episode 2 of this Hungary Restoring the Ottoman Empire series. So I'll catch you all there. Bye for now.